Hi there, it's Quilting Nerd. As you can hear, my voice is a little bit better. Thank you so much for all the get well wishes I got from you. That was really very touching. And again, today I will be talking, I'm sorry, simply there are videos which are focusing on basics of quilting, where it is way more efficient if I talk and try to explain some things to you. And today I wanted to show you some basic exercises which will help you to quilt better wishbones or to learn wishbones. So this is definitely a beginner oriented video. And wishbones consist of lines and loops. And in the first exercise, I already marked me several lines in 2 inches spacing, and I'm starting at the bottom line, and I will be focusing on learning the first element of a wishbone. So let me just get this one thread here out. And the first element is to get this first loop here nice. Nothing else. We are just trying to get this upper element, this first loop. It looks like a half a wishbone already, and we are not trying to do anything else here, just to get those loops. What you can also do is you can try to modify the spacing, so to make them closer together. And as symmetric as possible. You can vary also the width. So now when you practice the loops touching the upper side of your stripe, now let's try to do that with the lower one. That would be the exercise number 2. I will try to now make them a little bit narrower and closer together. And as you can see, my loops are pretty wide, and to make them, we can also try to make them a little bit smaller. So there are several different factors you can play with when you are practicing this part of the design. In this way you can practice the just turning around point just on one side, which is sometimes, it is easier to focus on one aspect of the design. And wishbones are not as bad as ribbon candy, ribbon candy. But nevertheless, it can be sometimes challenging for people that have problems with left and right and the directions. So that would be the first 2 exercises, loops up and loops down. So here I have to come closer because I zoomed in. Loops down and then loops up. The third exercise, which you can do to improve your wishbones, is just to quilt zigzag line. So simple straight line, going up and down. It is for practicing consistency and getting this straightish aspect of the design down. And again, you will notice that while you are quilting all those practice designs, those exercises, at the same time we are practicing very nice designs that you can use in any kind of stashing or strip unit. Because such zigzag design can be easily decorated with something else and be really striking element in your quilt. So there is no time wasted with those designs. Now when you have those three elements down and under control, we can start talking about the logic of the design and how to quilt wishbone. So what are the components of the design? It is movement down, then backwards, and then up. In the other direction, and this is already something that simulates the wishbone very nicely. I am paying attention that my lines are parallel. You see? This line and this line are parallel to each other. And it's very nice. This design has a very nice rhythm. You are going in this direction, we are moving to the left side in this case, but then we will go shortly backwards to the right and then go down. We are still moving to the left with our design, but from time to time we have to make this little step back. And that's the whole secret in the wishbone. Again, one of those 1, 2, 3 designs. 1, 2. Actually, it's 1, 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Again, it is a practice design leading us to the wishbones, and at the same time it is a very cool design to use in sashing. So now let's go back here, and now we can put together all the steps that we just done in the last 5 minutes or so, and we can, instead of the triangle, we will quilt the loop that we practiced in the first 2 lines. We are going a little bit back. 1 and 2. Only now the second step consists of making a loop. Up and down, and at the end we are just going slightly back, always, and one step back. Don't rush. Concentrate of keeping those lines parallel, because then you will have nice equal spacing between your wishbones. Yes, moving your hands accordingly is important, otherwise you are not controlling the movement of the sandwich, as I did here, and some of the loops got bigger than they should be. So now that's my very nice wishbone. Of course, I can always add one more if I want to. And let me just check my light if I have it. No, it's everything correct. In the last video I made for you, I showed you how to make double wishbone. So I will now back zoom again. I'm sorry for that I did that so fast. And how it works. I have to go opposite here, so I would travel back, and I want to have my first loop here. So I would just go up, try to keep those lines parallel in between, and then I'm just quilting the same wishbone, just with an offset. And that would be the most advanced exercise. You can do it if your spacing between the first wishbone set is large enough, so you can kind of squeeze in the other ones without making any trouble. And this design becomes suddenly much more complicated, even if it's not. But yes, it is a little bit more advanced, because you have to be able to control the precision of your movement, so you're blending exactly between the previous loops. And just like that, with a small piece of white fabric and colorful thread, we had our basic exercise for the wishbone. So first we simply focused on one element at a time. At first we went through the upper loops, then we focused on the lower loops, then we made a zigzag for the up and down movement. Then we performed the wishbones, but with straight lines only, just to practice the logic of the movement. and then we exchange this triangular part through the loops, first with one row and after that with the second row of the double wishbone. I hope those exercises will help you to understand the logic of the design, and if you will do it a few times and put it together, that you will have way more fun and satisfaction in your quilting. So today's video is a little bit shorter. Lots to do this week, and in the next one we will talk about ribbon candy. Talk to you soon. Bye.